The biggest mistake we're making with AI is thinking of it as just a tool, something separate from us. We're worried about our jobs, but that's really a failure of imagination. The real change, the big one, isn't happening out there in the world. It's happening inside our own heads. The very boundary of your mind, it doesn't stop at your skull anymore.
Right. And that brings us to the most critical question of our time. Is this new extension of your mind actually making you smarter, or is it just giving you the feeling of being smarter? Because that distinction between real understanding and the illusion of it, that's everything. We have to get this right.
And this quote, this just nails the most common failure mode perfectly. It's what we call the summarization trap. You know the feeling, right? An AI spits out this perfect summary of a dense article and you feel like you've mastered it, but it's a total illusion. You didn't do the work. The AI did the connecting, the synthesizing, all the actual thinking. You just read the final product. And look, this isn't about you being lazy or anything like that. This feeling of false mastery isn't a personal flaw. It's a systemic design flaw. We're using these incredible new tools like they're just glorified search engines, and that's not what they are. They are, or should be, partners in a cognitive loop. And when we get that wrong, there are serious consequences. I mean, let's be really clear, using tech to help us think isn't the problem. That's just cognitive offloading. It's using a calculator to free up mental space, right? It's a temporary scaffold that helps you learn. It's healthy. But that's not what's happening here. We're seeing a drift toward cognitive substitution. The AI takes over the core thinking process. It becomes a permanent replacement for your own skills. It's the difference between a tool that helps you build a house and a house that builds itself while you just stand there and watch. And here's the system view. This is a feedback loop failure. Plain and simple. When you substitute your own thinking, you cut off the signals your brain needs to actually build long-term knowledge. You start to erode your own ability to reflect, to really dig in. The danger isn't just that the AI gives you a bad answer. The real danger is that you slowly lose the ability to ask good questions in the first place. So if the way we're doing things now is broken, what's the fix? Well, the answer might come from a field that started way back in the 1940s. It's called Cybernetics, and it gives us a much more powerful way to think about this new human-AI partnership. Cybernetics is basically the science of the steersman or the governor. It's all about how systems use feedback loops to steer themselves and stay on course. Now, this completely reframes how we interact with AI. You're not just barking a command and getting a response back. No, you are the steersman in a dynamic, self-correcting system. You are part of the loop. And this visualizes the partnership perfectly. It starts with your intent. That's the input. The AI reasons and gives you an output. But here's the key. You don't just accept it. You use that output to sharpen your own understanding, which then lets you give the AI a better, more refined input. It's a spiral. Each step makes the next one better, building up to some serious insight. Now, this ties directly into something called cognitive load theory. AI is absolutely fantastic at cutting down what's called extraneous load, all the useless mental effort of digging through messy information. But here's the trap. If you let the AI do all the work, you also kill the germane load. That's the good kind of friction. It's the effort your brain needs to actually process information and build real, long-term understanding. That summarization trap, it completely wipes out the germane load. So the answer isn't to use AI less. Not at all. The answer is to be much more intentional about how we use it. We actually need to reintroduce some of that good friction, that cognitive friction, to make sure the AI is a scaffold for our thinking, not a substitute for it. We have to design a system that actually pushes back and challenges us. And we can actually build a practical system for this. First, you decompose. Don't just ask for the final answer. Break down the problem yourself first. Show your work. Second, invoke friction. Instead of asking for a summary, ask the AI to quiz you on the material. Make it find the holes in your understanding. Third, iterate. Don't treat the AI's output like a finished product. Treat it like a draft or a mind map that you can shape and change. And finally, audit. Always trace the AI's claims back to a source. If you can't, that feedback loop is broken. This is so important. This is the control mechanism. Modern AIs don't just give you an answer. They have a step-by-step reasoning process, a chain of thought. When you can actually see this, like in this image, you can jump in and steer it. You can correct it while it's still thinking. This is how you stay the steersman. And the payoff for engaging this deeply is huge. You go from being a passive consumer to an active director of the whole reasoning process. It's this interaction that builds real competence and keeps you from falling for that illusion of understanding. So you're not just getting a better answer from the machine, you are literally building a better thinker inside your own head. Okay, so this shift, this idea of AI not as a tool, but as a part of our own cognitive system, it has a really startling implication. It completely redefines what our limits are, and probably not in the way you'd expect. The bottleneck is shifting. Think about that. For pretty much all of human history, the tools we had were what held us back. That era is over. When you plug a component into your own thinking process that operates orders of magnitude faster than you do, the system's performance isn't limited by the machine anymore. The main constraint on the whole system is your own biology, your attention span, your working memory, decision fatigue. You are the new bottleneck. Which brings us right back to cybernetics. In this new hybrid mind, this mix of your brain and silicon, who is actually doing the steering? Is it you with your conscious goals? Or is it the algorithm just predicting what you want to hear next and maybe steering you down a path you never would have chosen for yourself? We are building the environment our minds will live in from now on. The people who thrive won't be the ones who just use AI. They'll be the ones who understand that they are the system. So stop asking what the machine can do for you. Start asking how the machine has already changed what it means to be you.